is José Luis Fernández, and I am a professor at Comillas University here in Madrid. I teach ethics in general, professional ethics and business ethics. I think I am going to speak in Spanish, okay? Just for 3 minutes before I introduce my colleague, Julia. El título de la intervención de Julia es How to Teach Research Integrity. Y me gustaría compartir, antes de presentarla, con ustedes unas mínimas reflexiones sobre lo que significa la parte del research. Ella va a poner el foco en el integrity, pero yo quiero llamar un poco la atención previamente a lo del research. Entre las asignaturas que me ha ido tocando explicar en los últimos años, una de ellas tiene que ver con la ética de la investigación científica en los cursos de doctorado. Y hace 5 años, con ocasión de tener que preparar las clases y aprovechando la oportunidad de tener que escribir un artículo para un libro homenaje a un profesor que se jubilaba, escribí unas páginas que titulé precisamente Ética de la investigación científica. Y quedé fascinado, porque lo primero que hice fue ir a al diccionario de la Real Academia Española de la Lengua a buscar la definición de la palabra investigación. Y al leer esa palabra, que ahora voy a decirles lo que dice, tuve como si fuera una especie de revelación. Revelación. ¿Qué dice el diccionario de la lengua española que es investigación? Dice lo siguiente: investigación es hacer diligencias para descubrir alguna cosa. Cada una de esas palabras daría para estar hablando muchos minutos. No voy a estar ni siquiera 2 más, pero sí quiero llamarles la atención. Hacer. Investigar es hacer. No es pensar, no es soñar, es hacer. Hacer cosas. Actuar. Llevar a cabo una praxis. Hacer diligencias. La palabra diligencia cualquiera entiende en términos policiales. Estamos haciendo las diligencias oportunas para averiguar quién es el asesino. Pero diligencias, si tiramos de la raíz, nos emplaza en la palabra latina, verbo latino, diligo. Diliges, diligere, dilexi, dilectum. En español tenemos predilecto. Dilectum, ¿qué es dilecto? ¿Qué es diligere? Diligere significa ni más ni menos que amar, querer. Es decir, hacer diligencias, es decir, hacer cosas, pero no de cualquier manera. Hacerlas con cariño, con amor, para un fin, un telos, una orientación, un objetivo. Ese objetivo, esa orientación, es lo que da sentido a la cosa, que cuando se distorsiona, corrompe la praxis. La praxis del investigador está corrupta. El 95% de lo que se publica es mentira, es falso. Acaban de decirnos que el 50% de los Estados Unidos... No, el 95%, Ioannidis, uno que estaba citado en uno, dice que el 95% de lo que se publica es mentira. ¿Y por qué publicamos mentiras? Porque estamos presionados para ello. Publish or perish, muy bien. Up or out, bien. Pero eso es el problema. Hacer diligencias para descubrir. Vamos a la palabra descubrir. Yo descubro algo cuando quito lo que está tapándolo. Yo descubro esto, quito el velo, desvelo. Cuando yo leí eso, caí en la cuenta de cuando yo era niño, que estudiaba griego clásico, de pequeño, y recuerdo que la palabra aletheia, descubrimiento, es quitar lo que cubre el velo a la diosa, a ver qué hay debajo de la falda de la diosa, quitarle el velo a la realidad. Eso era ni más ni menos que la búsqueda de la aletheia, o sea, la verdad. Descubrir es quitar lo que está cubriendo. Por lo tanto, hacer diligencias para descubrir alguna cosa. ¿Y qué cosas hay que descubrir? Básicamente 4 tipos de cosas. Unas, las formales, las que no pueden ser de otra manera, las que 2 y 2 son 4 y las que por un punto exterior a una recta solo se puede trazar una paralela. Las ciencias formales, las ciencias naturales, que requieren su metodología, las ciencias de la vida, que tienen su peculiaridad, y las ciencias humanas. ¿Dónde metemos la inteligencia artificial? Pues que cada cual lo ubique donde quiera. Pero también está ahí, es un producto humano, es una realidad objetiva, y nos va a configurar la vida a los humanos. Somos productores y producto de ello. Por lo tanto, los que investigan en estos ámbitos, si solamente cayeran en la cuenta de lo que significa investigar y trataran de hacerlo con profesionalidad, estarían haciendo algo excelente. Si encima le ponemos la palabra bien, hacer diligencias para descubrir alguna cosa y hacerlas bien, estaríamos ya en lo máximo de lo máximo. Bueno, pues dicho esto, respecto a lo de la investigación, vais a tener la oportunidad de ver ahora cómo la doctora Julia Priess-Buchheit subraya los aspectos que tienen que ver con cómo enseñar a investigar con integridad. Julia Priess-Buchheit es profesora de educación en la Universidad de Ciencias Aplicadas de Coburgo, en Alemania. Es doctora en Pedagogía, Psicología, Criminología y una vez que obtuvo el doctorado fue invitada, fue promovida a la Cátedra de Formación Profesional, Vocational Education y Económica en la universidad, una de las universidades antiguas de Europa, Christian Alberts en Kiel, en Alemania. Y ella estuvo también durante un tiempo en Boston y en Nueva York. Allí se dedicó y allí se especializó en estudios que tienen que ver con la didáctica y con la evaluación, tema clave en pedagogía. Ahora, ¿en qué se mueve su preocupación y en qué está investigando? Fundamentalmente en temas que tienen que ver con las estructuras de los procesos educativos, la enseñanza de las ciencias económicas y sociales y la enseñanza de la investigación, precisamente. Es coordinadora de un prestigiosísimo, esto ya es en el currículum de cualquier académico, yo creo que no hay mérito más alto que lo que Julia está ahora haciendo, que es, ella es la coordinadora de un proyecto Horizon 2020, Horizonte 2020, que se llama ni más ni menos que Path2Integrity. Yo pido un aplauso fuerte para Julia, por favor.
Thank you very much for introducing me to this talk. And I'm really happy to see all you people here, and so different ones. And I think it's almost the same story which a lot of people who had to talk here are going to say, it was really difficult when Katharina asked me to talk here. I was thinking, okay, the fourth industrial revolution, I'm in education. Actually, I use my laptop, that's all I use, yeah. And I started to think, okay, so what is my role here? So I do have this wonderful project, Path2Integrity, and I will try today to put you somehow through the combination of the fourth industrial revolution and quite challenging times and Path2Integrity. So some of you know me, and what I really can state is that I travel a lot. Actually, I'm more on the road than I'm at home. So when I come home sometimes, yeah, the first thing I do, I put my jacket away and my luggage away, and then I think, okay, just sit down and call somebody who you really like. So one day, 2 weeks ago, I came home, children were already asleep, everything was all right. I put my luggage away, I sat down, and I said, Alexa, please call Dad. And Alexa answered, I'm sorry, I can't find Dad in your phone book. I was really wondering, I was like, okay, but we did this a lot of times. Alexa, come on, call my dad. I'm really sorry, I can't find your dad in your phone book. So I told her, so please call Uli Köhler. So it's the name. And she was like, oh yes, okay, I call it. So I had the phone call with my dad, everything was all right. I was just wondering what happened with my Alexa, because normally she could call him. So next day, everybody was up. It's quite a big household, so we are around 5, 6 people. Everybody was at breakfast. And I told my husband, I'm sorry, I don't like this Alexa thing here in our living room. I know I use her a lot, but I don't like her because yesterday she couldn't call my dad. And my son, 7 years old, started laughing. I was like, don't throw her away, Mom. It was so hard to explain to her that your family really have difficult relationships. And I explained to her that it is officially your stepdad and not your dad. So we still have Alexa. But actually I don't call my dad anymore over Alexa because officially he is my stepdad, but he is my dad. So I can reprogram her, but I don't have the time. So the fourth industrial revolution, actually, yes. I think a lot of us are already living inside the fourth industrial revolution, and we often don't realize how deep we are in this field. When I started to prepare this talk, a friend of mine called, and she asked me if there's an emergency in my family, can you take over my son too? I said, yeah, it's no problem, I'm working, but he's already 7 years old, so just let him come over. So he came, his name is Momme, and he's really a smart kid, brown eyes, and he is an angel bed kid. I do not know if you know what it is. Angel, or some people call them angel care babies. So he was born too early, and then you use a mattress, or doctors in Germany advise you as a parent to use a mattress, and this mattress constantly observes the vital functions of the baby. So, and if something happens in a sense of when it rapidly changes, this mattress gives alarm. So Momme is an angel care baby. He is already 7 years old now, and he doesn't use it anymore, and actually he never wanted to use it, but his parents used it. But because he was not feeling well, he brought his angel care mattress with him. So he came into the door, I was preparing the talk, And the conversation started like, why do you have your mattress with you? He was like, oh, I don't feel well, and sometimes I have to check. So I had this discussion a lot with him, and I told him again, I don't think that you have to check your vitals. I think you're quite all right. And he was like, so what are you doing? And I said, I am preparing a talk. About what? About the Path2Integrity learning cards. So what is that? I told him, I am thinking about how can we educate people like you in a time where really different challenges are around us because technology evolves quite quickly. Do you have answers? I was like, I'm not sure, but I'm trying. So one thing what I realized in the past 10 years is that the educational system, it changed a lot when you look back in the centuries. And the educational system we have right now is a quite formal education system. And sometimes I think it lacks the possibility for the students to learn about ethics and integrity, to manage or to tackle the challenges we have. So how should education look in times of uncertainty? Actually, this is my question, which I'm trying to do. And because I am on the topic research education and research integrity, I'm specifically looking on research education. But to get you somehow into education, I brought you a graphic, and you can see here different lines. Oh, no, you can't. Okay. Different lines of education. How many people or how many students were in formal education, not in formal education over the years? And there are the different countries. I chose the countries which are in the Path2Integrity project, and you can see there is a big difference. We can debate about these numbers, but you can see what happened in the last 45, 50 years. Every country tries to educate its students as much as it can. So the number drops, and actually there's another graphic I didn't bring. It is a future graphic, so they prognose where it is going, and the numbers will fall. So that means, more and more students will be in formal educational systems. So why is research education or research integrity important in our times? So we do have the idea of a knowledge-based society, and I think this is really a good idea, that we say, most of our actions and important actions should be relied on facts and not on other things, and that we can handle a lot of challenges because we know a lot. So the drive is, as long as society is trying to know more and to handle this knowledge, I think we are on a good way. But as Dorian Karatsas already told you, the research systems sometimes fails. Not always, but sometimes. So there are people who are producing knowledge, but this knowledge is fake. And this is something what really disturbs the progress, social progress, and it disturbs the trust in the research society. So we started this project, Path2Integrity, actually to tackle these challenges. We want a knowledge-based society which is built from empowered students, which can bring society on. And Path2Integrity uses two approaches. The one is an informal one, and the other is called a formal one. The informal one is a campaign. I can show you here. This is one of the first campaign posters, which will be distributed to all educational institutions. which we can reach. And what we hope is that research and research education and research integrity is going to be aware in the heads of mentors, educators, and the students themselves. The other one, which I want to talk about more, is the Path2Integrity learning cards. So this is something we developed in the last year, and these learning cards can be used in every setting you want. So it is not limited to that they just can be used in universities or schools. You can use them in the industry if you want to give further education in integrity and ethics for researchers or somebody who is really close to research results. You can use them. So we do have two objectives in these learning cards, what we want to aim. We want to educate researchers how to argue in favor of responsible research practice. What means we want them that the first thing what they follow is we want to produce reliable research results to tackle the challenges which we have right now in society. This is the main part. But on the other hand, we have another objective, and this is for citizens, actually for everybody, but right now we are targeting 16-year-olds in high schools, and this learning objective is that we educate them to argue in favor of reliable research results in that sense that they are using them. They're not producing them, but in our life as a citizen, you are confronted with a lot of research results. For example, this one. So you just type in to Google, so show me some scales about formal education, and then you get this. And if you're a researcher, of course, you understand it a bit faster. If you're not somehow convenient in research, you start to think, okay, so we do have Ghana on top, and the next one is Zambia, and the purple one is Spain. Really high, Spain. So when I read this, I was wondering, is that true? So the green line is Mexico. So we all have them here. And I started to wonder, because I was not sure, and I knew sometimes something goes wrong with research results. It just can be a switch in the numbers. And what I did, first I asked Katharina, is it true? So she said, I'm not sure. So then I started to check. I checked the data, it's open access, and I couldn't find an error. But still, I was wondering, okay, can I really show this? And I was not feeling quite well with it, so I looked up the last OECD results about Spain. And actually, yes, the numbers are right. There is a difference between or in Spain, there is a difference between lower secondary education and upper secondary education. I think we can talk about this later. So this explains a bit the difference, but yeah, we do have a really high non-formal education in the 70s. So just jumping back, what I wanted to say is that what I did, to check the numbers, that's what we want to educate the students in, Do not believe the first thing you see, because you can see a lot. So when you go back to the, for example, 1950s, you went into you looked for a book, and then there you had some facts, and you believed them because they were this was the only source you had. Sometimes you compared them with another book, But today, you just open the worldwide net, and you find the number who suits you quite well, if you're not just looking hard enough. And that's something we do not want to, the students to do. We want the students to understand the graphics and to check what is quite behind them. Okay, so we do have an approach the approach is called a dialogical approach. That means the students don't just learn knowledge about it, they are given the possibility to discuss. Yeah? So every learning card it is somehow with an active part of the students. And I think this is the most important part for the ethics education. You can learn a lot. Yeah? You can learn a lot about values and everything and how the value in a specific country is. But the most important thing is you have to learn which your position for this value is. Yeah? And you have to learn to discuss it rationally. Yeah? And we set as a standard that every participant who is joining the learning cards has equal rights and equal duties. That means every participant who is trained with the cards, or when you want to use them, when you're using them, one standard you cannot go out is that everybody who trains with you or you educate has equal rights and equal duties. Yeah, we use a lot stories to get them somehow into the topic, and then they reflect the stories. The three main questions are my actions justified in theory? Are they responsible? Can people or guidelines expect this from me? And which alternative course of action should I choose? So there you can see, I think as lawyers, most of you are lawyers, this is what you do all day long. Yeah? But we will try to give this knowledge or this skill in a broader sense to the students. So, yeah, coming back to my first story with Momme, the 7-year-old, and my son, what I realized when I was talking to them about the topic, that actually, like sometimes it's overwhelming me that we are living in the same country, of course, but they have such a different approach to the world than I have. My son with Alexa, Alexa for him, I'm honest, she's a good friend to him. Yeah? And he loves her. He uses her all day long. For me, Alexa, I'm not sure. We have a quite difficult relationship. Yeah? The same goes for Momme. Momme and his angel care mattress. For me, it's scary, but I know him since he's 1 day old, and I was so happy for him that this mattress existed, because I think it would be really hard for the parents to go through the first 8 weeks. He's still using it. This is something I think we should, or I discuss, yeah? And I think doctors should discuss too with the parents how long to use this mattress. So you see all this change through the Industrial Revolution, connecting everything with each other, brings new ethical issues. Yeah? And the question is, okay, how can we tackle them? And how can we educate the next generation and us, yeah? And everybody who is somehow working in this field to tackle them for the future? So we hope, there are a lot of people from Path2Integrity in the room, we hope that Path2Integrity can give one opportunity to foster a culture of ethical guidance and integrity. Thank you.